Blue Water District's Hanover area. Here is the stage for a truly remarkable natural occurrence. This year, a great migration will be made by one of the world's most mysterious species. To reach their utopian destination, these unique mammals will embark on a nomadic journey from all cabbies of the old school. This is the Trojanicus perdita, or as it is more commonly known, the École John Diefenbaker Senior School Trojan. "96 years of education has taken its toll, and it is nearing sunset over the old Hanover High School as these cave-dwelling creatures will at last greet sunshine and finally embrace an entirely new concept, that of windows. For most, this momentous migration is their first, while for a select few, the pilgrimage is a time-honored tradition of ringing that final bell and running while they still can. Originating in the remote corners of what was once known as John Diefenbaker Secondary School, the new school Trojan has moved forward at an unprecedentedly slow rate. To understand how, we must observe them here, in their sacred temple. To distinguish themselves, certain Trojans embellish themselves with decorative tribal symbols. These extraordinary plumages are designed to excite and attract. Here, a pack of rogue younglings are at play. The safety of numbers allows them to... wait a moment. They have now entrapped an indigenous silver-crested king instructor, hoping to secure some of his vast knowledge. The younglings emulate his plumage and begin to stow away the materials they will need to feather their new nest. While across the hallway, another leader sports his own plumage, and he too imparts his ancient wisdom. This time, it is a lesson on the relative intelligence of rocks.
So, typically rocks are denser than water.
Now, it is survival of the fittest, as one of the rocks is released into the water. In an epic battle of wits, it must learn to sink or swim. And swim it is. The creative bonds formed over the past decades will enable these geniuses to band together despite shrinking habitat. As is always the way of natural selection, there are some that must now evolve or die. Those most critically endangered include ancient tools such as chalk and blackboards, and that most threatened artifact of all, the storage cupboard. The many undefined languages of the instructors are a mystery to modern science. Just look at these letters, symbols, formulas, and mumbo-jumbo rules. Over in the English department, the younglings are getting important life lessons, such as the rules of spelling.
Okay, so it's really quite simple. I mean, spelling really matters. It's I before E, except after C, or when sounds like an A as in neighbor and way, right? It's perfectly legitimate. The second letter carries the sound, so Diefenbaker. You get it, you understand, it's quite simple.
As well as vital concepts such as tragedy, comedy, and of course, satire. One of the advantages of living in the grey Bruce countryside is the large variety of birds you can see in the wild. Look at this little skip to the loo. He's forgotten where he's supposed to be going. Here's a back skipper. Here's a pair of chitticks. They've stolen some filthy germs from a local keyboard for their science experiment. Dirty birds. And here's a woodfinch. He's feeling just a little bit cheeky because he's just sat in some glue. And over in the thickets and shrubs, we can see some different kinds of birds. Here is a woodpecker. But nowhere can you find a more beautiful spectrum than the daily gathering of duckies, eager to learn all the secrets of creation. In a brilliant display of communication, they begin their distress call.
Excuse me, Miss Pledge, 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 Pledge,
But, like geese in flight, another valiantly steps into the lead. To persuade the elusive neighboring grade 8s to come close and admire our programs, the Murray birds sing the most complex songs they can manage.
3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Meanwhile, on the roof, a curious anomaly can be found. A rare white and purple monarch Trojan spreads her wings, ready to point the way forward as she battles to secure a coveted last-minute stress leave. It is nature at its cruelest, as only the most creative and innovative will succeed. It is a moment nearly 30 years in the making. And at last, the Great Migration begins.
With the TROJANS. I don't know.
We are the TROJANS. That's the name we hold up high. We are the TROJANS. Yeah, that's all I know.
TROJANS. That's all I know.
TROJANS. We like to fight? I don't know.